Hey guys, it's Miss Mathis, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick review over force and motion. Since we haven't gone over force and motion in class yet, we're just going to review what you guys learned in 3rd and 4th grade and just make sure that you understand the concepts of force and motion. We're going to go ahead and review vocabulary. Position, where an object is located. Motion, a change in position. Force, a push or pull that causes an object to move, stop, or change direction. Pull, to use force to cause something to move closer. Push, to use force to move away. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do some reflect reading, just like we do in class. How can you move an object? How can you move this toy? A force, such as a push or a pull, is needed to move an object. Pushing or pulling can change motion in several ways: speeding up, slowing down, or changing direction. All right, so I want to bring your attention to the pictures that it has here on this page. It has a picture of finger pushing and pulling the dump truck. Now, the dump truck is what's being moved. It's either going to be pushed or pulled by the finger, which is causing the force. Now, the force, the pushing or pulling, is going to cause a change in motion. So it's either going to speed up, it's either going to slow down, or it's either going to change direction. The direction is where it's headed, where the truck is going. Pushes and pulls can have different strengths and directions. When you play tug of war, you and the other person are pulling in opposite directions. A bigger push makes things speed up more. A soft push would make the marble roll slowly. A big push would make the marble roll fast. A bigger pull will make things slow down more quickly. When the lady pulled her dog's leash, he slowed down. You can use different amounts of strength to push or pull an object to change its motion or change its direction. The more force applied to an object, the greater the change in the motion of the object. For example, pushing a toy car would not take a lot of strength to move it forward. However, if you're pushing a real car, it would take a lot of strength. It would move slowly because it's so heavy. What stops motion? What do you think can make a car stop? A baseball player sliding into home? What force slows down both of these things? The answer is friction. Friction makes it difficult for an object to move across a surface. Friction happens when the surfaces move against each other. The friction also releases heat. When you rub your hands together, they begin to feel warm because of friction. Have you ever seen a car chase in the movies? When the speeding car turns suddenly, the tires begin to burn up on the road. What causes the tires to get so hot? A lot of friction happens when the tires rub so hard on the road, and the motion energy is transferred or changed to heat. The greater the friction, the more heat is released. A good question to ask is, does the force of friction stay the same? The amount of friction depends on the surface type. So if you picture yourself trying to slide on a shiny kitchen floor compared to sliding on carpet, which one is easier to slide on? It's going to be the kitchen floor, right? Because the kitchen floor produces less friction than the carpet. Friction depends on the force pressing on the surfaces together. It's what's pressing the surfaces together. Heavier objects are harder to move than lighter objects. Which is easier to pull? A wagon filled with bricks or an empty wagon? We need friction to do many things. We couldn't drive without friction. Tires need to grip the road to keep the car in the right direction. Pencil lead needs to rub the paper in order to leave its marks. Even walking needs friction. Without your shoes grabbing the surface beneath your feet, you wouldn't be able to push forward on the next foot. It would be like walking on ice. All right, so now we're to the try now section. One thing you need to remember is that if you throw or shove or kick an object to make it move away, this is called pushing. If you yank something to bring it closer or tug it, this is called pulling. You have to use force to play some games. You can pull or push an object in the game, such as pushing a bowling ball or pulling a yo-yo string. There are several games that you can play, and you can decide whether or not those games require a push or a pull. That is causing the motion for the game. So I want you to come up with 4 games that require pushing or pulling in order to play. For part 2, I want you to pause the video and answer yes or no for each sentence. All right, so let's check our answers. Yes, gymnasts use chalk on their hands when they're swinging on bars so they do not lose grip. No, swimmers do not often shave their hair off their arms and legs to swim faster in races. Yes, a football player uses metal cleats on the bottom of their shoes to grab the damp grass when they run so they do not slip. Yes, during the Winter Olympics, bobsled riders want to slide quickly on the icy tracks. This last section is an activity you can do with your parents and siblings at home. Read through the instructions and explore the differences and the effects of force and motion. Okay, guys, that's it for our review lesson on force and motion. Forces being a push or a pull, and the effects that it has on objects. I miss you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.